So I'm giving you the synopsis of the things I went through. But as far as when I'm doing the biggest show I ever been on, Detroit, Michigan. On the show was Dick Curlis, Merle Haggard, Latin Scruggs, and I believe Latin Scruggs, I believe Red Foley. It was a big package. The big guy. I mean, the hot one was that at that time of the year was Buck Owen. He was the well. I had to drive all the way. I was living in Montana at that time when I first started singing in nightclubs, and I drove. I can tell you what year it was because I bought me a '66 Mustang. Drove it all the way from Helena, Montana, to Detroit, Michigan, getting $200 for the show. So I get there. So I'm gonna give you a little angle here on what I was telling you about, what I had to go through. Now, so I get there about 5 minutes prior to going on. The promoter had a pencil in his hand. And he was going like this. He was saying, "Now, Charlie," of course, he had heard, me singing to 300 and 400 people in little clubs, like even in Texas and different around places. But there's 10,000. He's got 10,000 people out there. Says, "Now here's you haven't rehearsed with the band or anything." Says, "But you don't have to do it's a 3 o'clock show and 8 o'clock show. You don't have to do the 3 o'clock show if you don't want to. We're gonna pay you, but bing. If I don't do the 3 o'clock show, I ain't gonna do the 8 o'clock show either." It's just, I'd have to call my manager. Oh, that's one. I had one and only manager at that time. You don't need to call my wife. It just bing. I said, "Well," I said, "No, I haven't rehearsed with the band." I said, "But do they play country music?" He said, "Yeah." Then I said, "Well, I'll be ready in about 2 minutes." So now, biggest, the biggest DJ announcer back then was Ralph Emery. He had Nashville Now, I don't know, Nashville Now hadn't materialized yet, but he came up to me. He says, "Charlie, how do you want me to bring you on?" I said, "Well, just Charley Pride RCA Records." He said, "But I think I need to say something to make them love you before you get out there." I said, "Well, they're going to see me when I come out there anyway." So he didn't say no more. He didn't say nothing else. And so the promoter, I'm getting ready, and now it's time to go on. Now, here's what we had done. When I say we, the only manager I had at that time, one and only manager I ever had, Jack Johnson was his name. Here's what we come up with, watching all the little clubs we were playing in and shocking those people in the little club. Because there was no pictures or nothing said about the Pigments when they released the first record.
So he's just purely sold on your voice.
That's what RCA said. Chet Atkins took the dub out there and played it for me. Said, "Hey, sound good. Oh, the Snake's going." I said, "Well, how you like it?" "Yeah, good." He said, "Yeah, he's colored now." "Oh." So they all looked at one another, signed unanimously. Boom, we're going to sign him anyway. We ain't going to say nothing. Just put the record out. That's what they did. So here's what's coming up now at the big show in Detroit. Fixing to bring me on. The promoter still wiggling his fingers. And I think I'm going to try to find out who he was, what his name was. He had a pencil. He ran that pencil around through his fingers. So I'm watching all this. So now it's time to bring me on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ralph Emery. From RCA Records, he's had 3 singles out. He named them all. Snakes Crawl at Night. By the way, Mel Tillis wrote both sides of it. Snakes Crawl at Night, Before I Met You, and he got one going up the charts, which it was, Just Between You and Me. And out of that 10,000, maybe about 300 applause.
Right.
And now, from RCA Records, Charley Pride. I come out of those shadows up in the light. Yeah. Like turning down a volume, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, hey, it was roar. I mean, just because.
Oh man.
Just,
And like
You
all the
drop
air just dropped out of the got sucked out of the room.
that's right. So you could drop a pin. Now here's what we came up with. You could hear a pin drop. Here's what we came up with when I tell you about singing in those little clubs, shocking those people. Now that's 10,000. Here's what we came up with for that big. We did it for this. Watching it all happen in the little arenas and all that clubs. Here's what I said. I'm sure I wasn't as comfortable as I can say it now. But I said, ladies and gentlemen, I realize it's a little unique me coming out here on a country music show wearing this permanent tan. Now I'm saying exactly what they're thinking, see? So it's like they say, okay, you got me now. So let's see what you got. That's kind of way that went. And that's where it's been ever since. At the end of that 3 o'clock show, you know, when you go to airport and you go through those little, you used to have those little ropes you have to go through it on. They got the
Look at the bank.
Yeah, they got now the banks all they got. But they was the fan the usher was trying to hold them back.
Oh wow.
Went about like that for the next till the 8 o'clock show, and it's been that way ever since.
Wow.